Hi, welcome to Ethics, the second 8 weeks, an accelerated online course. Of course, you already know that it's an online course because you're taking it. And if you didn't know that it was an online course, and well, you can see where I'm going with this. I'm Dr. David Myers. Welcome. I look forward to working with you this semester. Um, that being said, if you are in D2L, let's maneuver. Go to where it says materials, click on content, and open your syllabi. All right, first of all, you are in Philosophy 1201, Section 40, and it's ethics. Second 8 weeks, accelerated. The class begins the 17th of March, which is Monday. It's Sunday right now, the 16th, and it will end 9 May. I'm the instructor. If you need to get in touch with me, you can either call me on the cell phone, and my cell phone is listed on the syllabi, or you can email me. I check the email several times a day, but don't hesitate to call. I can't stress that enough. The interesting thing is, I'll usually only have one or two students that will actually call me, and then they're so apologetic. It's like, oh, we're sorry, but can you listen? This course is about you. It's not about me. You're paying to be in this course. I wouldn't have a job if it weren't for students like you. And so call. My time is your time. As I said, I check my email throughout the day 3 or 4 times. I carry my cell phone with me everywhere. And so unless I'm in a class, or unless I put it on vibrate if I'm in another class or if I'm in church. But other than that, my time is your time. Let's quickly go over the syllabus, or maybe not so quickly, but first, course description. This course serves as a general introduction to ethical issues. In it, the student will begin developing a basic understanding of standard ethical theories. The course develops one's sense of ethical and civic responsibility by developing the student's capacity to identify, discuss, and reflect upon the ethical dimensions of political, social, personal life, and to understand the ways in which they can exercise responsible and productive citizenship. This course also aids in developing critical thinking skills by developing thinkers who are able to unify factual, creative, rational, and value sensitive modes of thought. That's right out of the syllabus. Um, what ethics is one of the practical elements of philosophy. It's one of the branches of philosophy, and it is completely practical. You already have a sense of ethics. This course isn't designed to teach you new ethics, but you will look at ethical theories. And to me, this course isn't about trying to brainwash you to believe the way I believe, or to brainwash you so that you believe the way that Dr. Thoreau believes. But this course will help develop so that you are able to verbalize. It's not enough to know what you believe. You need to know why you believe it. And this course will help you to verbalize why you believe what you believe. We're going to, begin by looking at ethical theories such as utilitarianism and ethical egoism and rational egoism and Kant's theories. And I mean, that's the first 7 chapters of the textbook. The 8th chapter is how to unify everything. And after that, we begin working on hot button issues like abortion. And, everybody has very strong feelings about abortion and the other hot button topics. And we're not, if you are pro or con abortion, we're not here to brainwash you either way. But what I do demand is that you look at both sides of these situations and you are able to identify issues that you can identify with. For instance, if you are pro-choice, the most important thing to you is that autonomy, that the body is yours, and maximum personal liberty. Well, if you're pro-life, then you would say the hot button issue for you is um, if abortion is murder, then how do you justify performing it under any circumstances? Now, I've never met a pro-life person that would argue that people don't deserve to have maximum personal liberty, and I've never met a pro-choice person that would say that the value of life isn't very important. And so, if you can look at both sides of the situation, perhaps you'll be able to have discussions and dialogue. And at any rate, that's what the course is all about. This is your textbook, Issue to Ethics, Ethics Theory and Practice. This is the 11th edition. If you have an earlier edition, that's okay. This is the newest edition, and it has all kinds of bells and whistles that are wonderful to use. But again, if you have any of the earlier editions, they will work as well. By Dr. Jacques Thoreau and Keith Krasman. So, prerequisites for the course. There aren't any. I think it's helpful if you've had Introduction to Philosophy, but it's certainly not required. How am I going to measure? How do we assess competence? We'll go down to the next page, page 2 in your syllabus. We have a couple of ways of doing this. Number 1 is required reading. Number 2 is objective examinations, a writing project, a term paper. Then there are the section exercise for review questions. And finally, there is the discussion board. We'll talk more about those things as we get on a little bit. First of all, exams. They do not need to be proctored. Each one of you is on your honor to complete your exams without using notes or any other materials. It's kind of redundant that I say that because the next sentence says you may use your book. It is an open book exam, but it is not an open note exam. And we'll talk more about that as I go into more detail on the exams. But this is an ethics course. You're on your honor. Please do not cheat. Reading is worth 10% of the class. You're going to need to see the schedule for what needs to be read. Discussions are worth 15% of the class. Examinations are worth 30% of the class. The course is broken up into 3 sections, and each section is divided into 4 chapters. There you go. And so, you know, each exam is worth 10% of your final grade. Discussion questions, exercises for review, 15% of your grade. So on page 3, I break down for the sections the discussion questions. You're going to choose any 2 questions. You don't have to do all the questions per chapter, but you're going to do 2 questions from each chapter. I expect you to go into some detail on this. You know, your paper should be 3 to 4 pages answering these questions. And when I grade them, I'll give you notes saying, well, you need to go into more detail here. Just look at them carefully, and you'll get more out of the course if you put more effort into this. Writing project. This is where a lot of students get frightened. A term paper on an ethical topic, whatever topic interests you, covered in this course, but no papers on abortion. I've graded hundreds of papers over the years on abortion, and I can't take another one. So any ethical topic outside of abortion is open. The paper will be at least 7 pages, but no longer than 9 pages. You're going to use APA format, which means it'll be double-spaced. It'll have a title page, it'll have an abstract, and a bibliography. Now, those 3 pages, title page, abstract, and bibliography, that is not part of the 7 to 9 pages. You're going to cite at least 3 sources other than the textbook within the body of the paper. This paper is due on 5 May 2014. Failure to turn in a paper will result in failing the course, regardless of how well you've been doing up to that point. You must turn in a paper. Let's see, you can read this, course schedule. Examination number 1 is 24 through 31 March. It will cover chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, generally, but not always, the exams will open at midnight on Monday. So Monday 12:01 to 11:59 the next Monday, the exam is open. So you have a full week. A lot of students are taking other courses, they have life, they have work. So I give you an entire week. You fit it in to wherever it will work for you. But don't wait until the last minute and then, call me or email me and say, oh, it shut down. If you wait until 11:30 to open that exam on the final day, you may have problems. And that I'm not willing to help you with. Now, if it shuts down any other time, let me know. But you're all adults, and so you need to arrange your schedule so that you can fit these in. The second exam is 14 through 21 April. The last exam is short. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 May. So it is a short exam, but still you've got 5 days to fit that in. Again, the term paper, see, now here's a mistake I just found. It says the term paper is due Friday, 11 October 2013. That is not correct, and I'll fix that. But the term paper is due, I said earlier, let's see if I can find it here again. It is due 5 May. So I've got conflicting dates here. I'll try to change that, but it is correct in the other places on D2L. Let's see. Reading assignment schedule. On 31 March, the student will have read chapters 1 through 4, and chapter 1 through 4 discussion questions are due at that time. And there you have it. Follow the schedule that is written here, and you will have no issues at all. That is the syllabus. Now, you want to play around a little bit. You want to go to content, click on content under materials in D2L, and you will find all kinds of things. You'll find some information on me. You will find syllabus and schedule. You will find instructions for exercises for review, instructions for term paper, for discussion board, examinations, required reading, extra credit. Everything that you need is right there. So you want to know about required reading. Click right here, and it says, please fill out a document indicating by percentage the amount of reading that you have completed for the course. For instance, I completed 100% of the required reading, or 90 or 80 or whatever. Just put that into a document, a Word document, and put it in the Dropbox. This assignment is due no later than 9 May. It's worth 10 points. If you complete 100%, you'll get 10 points. 90%, 9 points. You can see where this is going. So, but if you don't turn this in, that's minus 10 points. That's a whole grade level. And so remember to turn this in. I will be sending you guys emails reminding you, but you need to remember that. Now, let's go back to assignments. Anything you click on, it will give you the information. Okay, let's go back to table contents, click it. And so, boom, you've got information on assignments. You will have chapter PowerPoints. These are the PowerPoint outlines that I use when I give the lectures for the class. You don't have to open these or do anything with them, but they're there if you want them. And then some of you will not have the textbook right away. Inevitably, I get 2 or 3 students that tell me they don't have the textbook, or it's on the way, they've ordered it, it isn't here yet. Well, I have chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 already. I scanned them and put them into PDF, and so they're right here. if you haven't gotten your textbook by the time you need chapter 5, I can't help you, but I can help you up to that point. Next, I have lectures. The first one you're watching right now, Intro to Ethics, Introduction and Expectations. That's what we're doing. But after that, I have chapters 1 through 12 videos. And so you're able to watch them just as you would if you were in class. And I hope that you find that this is useful. All right, that being said, this is a difficult course in that there's a lot of reading, and you are taking it in an 8-week format rather than a 16-week format. So you have a lot of reading to do, and you'll need to keep up with the reading to be successful. I'm told that the course is difficult, and so I'm trying to make it less difficult for you. For instance, the exams are hard. To get around that, if you will click on assessments and then go down to quizzes, click quizzes, you will see that I have exam 1, 2, and 3 there. They will open on the appropriate dates. But you will also see chapters 1, Exam 1, Chapter 1 practice test, Exam 1, Chapter 2 practice test, and so on. You may take these practice tests for these chapters as many times as you want. The questions on the exam come directly from these practice tests. So you're not going to see, if you take the practice tests, you are looking at potential test questions. No tricks. Because the exam can be difficult, I'm trying to give you some advantages. So take the practice tests as many times as you wish until you're comfortable. Now, you may not take them and print them out. I mean, that's too easy. And so you're on your honor not to do that. If you wish to take the exam open book, you're welcome to do that, but you may not use these notes when you take the exam. But if you will find these exams useful to prepare you to take the tests. The other thing that I do, go back to assessments, click on Dropbox, and you will see, drop boxes for exercises for reviews, or Dropbox for required reading. You will also see extra credit. Now you're saying, but Dr. Myers, what's that about? Well, extra credit. I know the exams are tough, and I want you to find this class to be enjoyable. And to that end, if you bomb an exam, you haven't bombed the class. I give you the opportunity to go back, open it back up, look at the questions that you missed, and just write a short blurb correcting the ones that you missed and put that in that Dropbox. If you got a 40 on the exam, I will raise your grade if you turn in the extra credit to a 70. Now, at first, I've been teaching this class for a lot of years, and that's all I offered was to students who got grades below 70. And inevitably, I had students that would say, oh, I got an 80, but I'd like to raise it. Why is... I said, okay, that's fair. So if you got an 80, between a 90 and an 80, or a 70 and an 80, or whatever, I will raise it 1 letter grade. That being said, say you get a 74 on the exam and you want to do the extra credit, I'll raise it to an 80. If you got an 84, I'll raise it to a 90. If you got a 90, you have an A. Don't turn in the extra credit. There's no such thing as an A+. I will raise it 2 points up to 95. After that, the funny thing is very few students ever use the extra credit unless they've got like a 97, and then they're determined they want 100. So use the extra credit if you wish to, but remember, a 90 to 100 is an A. There are no A pluses, no A minuses. And so just be happy. I used to work for a surgeon who taught me, David, perfect is the enemy of good. And so think about that. That covers everything except the discussion boards. For each section, oh, my stupid cat is in the video. Say hello, Pumpkin. Lost my train. For each section, you are required 3 discussion entries. By that I mean you will make one original posting on something that you find interesting in the section, and then you will respond to 2 others. So that's 3 posts that you will make. You are responsible to read all of the posts, and I grade accordingly. For instance, this is worth 5 points. Each discussion board is worth 5 points. 3 points are for your posts. And then say there are 150 posts made by everyone in your class. There won't be that many, but say there's 150. So I'm going to divide that up. I'm going to say if there's 150, if you read if you read 49 or fewer posts, you get 0 points. If you read 50 to 100, you'll get 1 point. And if you read 101 up, you'll get another point, 2 points. That's how I grade it. It depends on how many total posts there are. But invariably, there will be a student that will say, Dr. Myers, I don't understand. I only got 3 points. I made all my posts. Well, it's true, you did, but you didn't read any. And my board will tell me how many posts that you read. So read the posts and make your posts. And one more thing, you cannot simply put one line that said, I totally agree with what you said in that last sentence. No, they have to be meaningful posts. They don't have to, you're not writing a book, but they do have to be a paragraph or 2 or more. That's the class. I hope you find it useful. I hope you find it informative. And I hope you enjoy yourselves. Again, go to your syllabus. My number's in there. Call me if you have questions. Email me. But we're going to have a good time for the remainder of the semester. Thanks and have a great evening.